Guys, welcome back to the next video, and if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is Richard from WELSHYTECH, and today we have another monitor from Philips, and this one has got a dual mode feature, and it also says broaden your gaming horizon. Okay, so everything that's actually included in the box, it comes with a quick start guide, comes with important information. It does come with a HDMI as well as a display port cable, and this one is a ultra certified high speed cable. Does come with this as well. This would be the smart uniformity data sheet, so it'll tell you the color space, which is put there. It's sRGB, color temp, the gamma, the sRGB average delta, the smart uniformity, but there, that's the measurement data. There's your more measurement data there, and there. You get a European plug, then of course then you get the UK plug by here already included, and then of course you do get the base included as well. Base, very nice. I like the overall colour of it, very nice. And then of course you do get the arm for it as well. These very easy to install, and this is where it connects with the monitor. Obviously it's got height adjust up and down, and to actually connect this monitor, as you can see, there is a thread there. What you do is you push it in like this, and it will go in like that, and then you see this screw by here. You screw it in until it fully bottoms out, so like that. And once it's fully bottomed out, it's basically ready to go. It's installing the base. Now, as you can see by here, that's there. What you do is take the other end like this, and you place it down, just like that, till it clips in, and then you can pick out the monitor. As for the connectivity, it does have two 2.1 HDMIs, does have 1.4 display as well as audio out. Does have a toggle button there, that will be for the interface. Then it does also have the power input. Okay, so this is the Philips Evnia 27M2N3800A. It isn't just a game monitor, it's two monitors in one with a dual mode panel. Switch between a 320Hz full HD esports mode and a 160Hz 4K UHD cinematic mode. So as for the overall specifications, like I said, it does 4K at 160Hz, it does 1080p at 320Hz. It is also on the display is also a 27-inch fast IPS panel with anti-glare coating, and it does have a response time at 0.5 milliseconds. It is targeted for esports and FPS tournaments. It's got 4K gaming and cinematic storytelling. It's also built for console gaming and entertainment, long form play as well as content creation. This comfort is key with flicker-free low blue light mode with a 130mm height adjustable stand. This display supports long sessions with minimal fatigue while gaming, editing or working. This does have adaptive sync. It's got 1.07 billion colors, and it is also display HDR 400. The refresh rate, like I said before, is a 160 at 4K with a 320 at 1080p. It's a flat screen with anti-glare, yes. It doesn't have VGA, it doesn't have DVI, but it has two HDMI, one display port. It does have headphone out, built-in speakers, they are 2 watts. It has adaptive sync, low blue light technology, flicker-free technology, aspect ratio 16:9, yes. Height adjustable, height adjust measurement 0-130mm. It does a pivot as well as swivel, yes, and it is more suitable for gaming, and yes, it is actually compatible with VESA mounting. As for the overall weight of the monitor and the color is charcoal with a weight at 5.6 kilograms. The dimensions are height, width, and depth is 614 millimeters by 261 by 519 millimeters. Box content, obviously, it does come with a HDMI cord, power cord, display port, as well as quick start guide, and it does have a 3-year warranty. As for the test system used for the benchmarking, well, it is my AM5 platform. It does have a Ryzen 9 7900. It's got 32 gigs of APS of RAM. It's got an MSI B650 motherboard. It's got an RX 7800 XT graphics card. It does also have a 360mm AIO from Thermalright. That is housed in the B-Quad Chatterbase 800X, and it does have a 1000 watt co-link power supply. Okay then, so this is some CSGO. Now this is in the 4K 160Hz mode. This does have two different modes. It has 160Hz with a 4K resolution, and it does have 1080p with 320Hz, which is absolutely insane because this monitor is below £300. For that kind of versatility is kind of unseen. I don't think there's any other monitor on the actual market that does this kind of mode that allows you to switch between resolutions but get also a higher frame rate. Now this is in the 4K version, 4K resolution. The colors look vibrant, it's buttery smooth and getting between 300 and 400 FPS. This is on medium settings, and it looks fantastic. The colors are lovely. The screen brightness is at 80%, and it's pretty much at default because that's what I leave it at monitors. Yeah, I died. Now that's where this monitor comes in handy, is because of this feature, because they allow you to go from 1080, 320, and if you want to go maybe watch a film at higher resolution, then they allow you to go to 4K 160. So you're not really losing out any benefit of a gaming monitor, because you especially get in the amount of FPS you would get. Obviously there's going to be a difference in the refresh rate because you are stepping down, but this monitor looks fantastic playing CSGO. Yeah, so that's fantastic. Let's switch over to 1080p and see how that does. Okay then, so we're in 1080p mode now. So this is the 320Hz mode. Now, yeah, I'm getting between 400 and 500 FPS, so I'm definitely using up the FPS. Now, of course, you're going to see a difference when it comes to the overall clarity or the overall screen. It doesn't look as good in 1080p, but to be honest, if you're going to do competitive shooting like CSGO, it's not all about the quality. It's going to be about the amount of FPS you can actually have on one screen. Now 320Hz usually, or when they started first coming out with really high resolution or high FPS monitors, the prices were ridiculous, but this is below £100, which is ridiculous for what you get in. So you get 4K at 160 or 1080 at 320 Hz. Okay, so watching content. Now this is Crab Rave. This is going to be more about the noise, but it's also going to be a visual aspect because this is actually a nice looking video in itself. So here we go. Now, already I'm going to tell you, a 4K, it does look really, really nice. The overall colors are vibrant. The overall just look, the contrast is really, really nice. This is why I like 4K. It makes everything look much better than 1080 or even 2560 by 1440. You don't really get the same experience unless you go 4K. That's for the overall sound. So let's skip. Right, so this is the sound test for the onboard speakers. Okay, so for the sound, yeah, it sounds okay. They actually sound very nice, actually, for onboard speakers for the monitor. But now, obviously, to adjust the speakers, obviously you'd have to go to WELSHYTECH audio, and it's only at 50%. Now, I will put it to 100, but I bet it's going to sound very muffled. So here we go. Okay, so it's not a lot, it's not that much louder, but it does sound okay. So yeah, the onboard speakers, they sound fine. The yeah, it's a little bit tinny, but to be fair, onboard speakers, unless you're talking from like someone from like from like BenQ or something, which is some of the best monitors on best speakers and monitors I've ever heard. This is very, very usable, and it doesn't sound half bad. Okay, so the interface. Now the interface is much better than it used to be. You can change things, as you can see with here. The overcoloring, the coloring, the overcontrast, the overall sharpness does actually change with each setting. So there's low blue mode, easy read, economy, smart uniformity. Then you got game 1, game 2. Obviously, it's going to adjust. But the best thing about this, obviously, is the dual resolution function inside the interface, because as you can see by here, you can change from UHD to 120 Hz, UHD to 160, or FHD to 320 Hz. That is where this monitor comes in handy. Now it does have adaptive sync, which is on. It does have smart MBR. It does have smart MBR sync. It does have crosshair for gamers. It does have stark shadow boost, smart sniper. It does have a low response, which the response rate on this is 0.5, and it does have that. Now, as for the input, it has HDMI, 2 of them, DisplayPort, the audio, like I said before, it has languages, it has the system where you can adjust certain things, pixel, orbiting, the overall scan, smart size, OSD settings, then you got the setup, you got the power LED, the resolution notice, information about it, saying about the information on the monitor, and then of course you've got close. Okay then, so what do I think? Now look, I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible. All I'm going to say is that Philips have outdone themselves. This monitor, especially for what you get in the feature set, as well as that dual resolution mode, it's very competitively priced. It's under £300. At the moment on Amazon, it's at £278, which I will link down below, because I think for what you're getting 4K at 160 Hz or 120, or you get 1080p at 320 Hz. That is ridiculous, especially for that type of refresh rate. And as for a refresh rate, yes, I did do a UFO test, and it does actually, it is accurate down to the refresh rate. It's accurate. That's why I use UFO test, and obviously UFO test, that's what it specifically is for. You can actually use that in your own monitor right now just by searching UFO test on Google, which is very easy and a useful tool to use. Now, I think for what you're actually getting, especially in this day and age, you're getting a lot of good features, especially that 1080 or 4K dual resolution mode, which is fantastic, because that's what piqued my interest. That's why I wanted to look at this. I thought, dual resolution mode, I mean, that is something I've never seen in another monitor, and quite honestly, it's quite new. That's a new feature. That's why it piqued my interest. Now, I think for what you're getting, especially for this kind of price, it's definitely a good value for what you're actually getting. So if you want to buy one, I will leave links down below for Amazon and wherever else I can find it in the UK, because it is under £300, which I think personally it's a fantastic value. So yeah, look, I've got absolute tons of stuff coming. Lee and Lee build, I've got another Lee and Lee build coming up in October. That'll be a budget build. I've got still the Intel motherboard, which will be coming Saturday. I've got loads of stuff here, coolers, cases. I've got that Ugreen NAS here. I've got absolute tons of stuff here to review and show on the channel, so make sure you subscribe for that. And as always, I hope you guys have a fantastic week and weekend ahead of you. This is Richard for WELSHYTECH. Goodbye.